chance around and get in line. Leave me the fuck alone. Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, shit. This nigga dead, y'all. Oh, no. When this happened, niggas dying dead. Ain't never died before. Yeah.
Built ass. I'm from built ass. BTA. Built ass. I'm from built ass. BTA.
Oh, ain't shit. Fuck all y'all. Fuck everything. Fuck the carpet. Fuck the color of this paper. Fuck the lights. Fuck the air.
We got us another one.
All right, Shalom. And yep, we definitely got us another one. All right, another video dealing with the enmity between Jacob and Esau. All right, Jacob represents the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American man, as well as woman, through the seed of our fathers, were the Israelites. All right, and Edom today represents you so-called self-proclaimed white people, which you're not white, you're red, and according to the Bible, you're the red Hebrew Edomites. All right, Jacob's wicked twin brother. All right, and our enemies, adversaries from the womb. All right. So before I continue, I'd like to start out by giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh, and double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone who teach this 100% truth. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, today is February the 4th, year 2026. All right, the year of the apostate, the year of the agent, the year of the sellout, the year of Jacob's trouble. All right, and I just told you who Jacob was. Again, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans through the seed of your father. All right. But again, this lesson is going to be dealing with the division, the enmity, all right, the strong dislike, the discontent between Jacob and Esau. All right, and the Lord said it would be this way before he came back, all right, because the Lord is stirring up that division, all right, because when he comes back, he's going to bring the BTA, all right, you know what I'm saying? That's the new thing that's being said today, built to ass. That's what the Lord coming to do to Esau, all right? And he's doing it with the chariots from on high as well as the laser beam. I mean, it's like a chariots from on high, which is going to shoot out laser beams, as well as the ICBM missiles, all right, that the Lord is going to use these nations to fire off on America. All right, but before that happens, all right, Jacob and Esau over here in America are going to fight. All right, Jacob's trouble is right here at the door. All right, again, Jacob and Esau fought in Rebecca's womb, and they're going to fight out here in these Babylonian American streets. All right. 2/3 of our people are numbered to the sword on this side, but at the same time, the Lord is going to raise them up to fight these devils, and may the best, wicked individual win. So I'm going to read a couple of scriptures, Lord, wouldn't be edifying. First one that came to mind was Genesis 49 and verse 8. It reads, Judah. Judah represents the southern kingdom, which the so-called Negroes are the tribe of Judah. But in ancient Rome, and they declare Judah as Benjamin, Levi, and Judah, the southern kingdom, the so-called dark-skinned tribes. All right, but it says, Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. All right, because Judah is the top tribe. All right, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, he comes out of the tribe of Judah. All right, as it tells you in Hebrews chapter 7 and verse 14, for it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah. All right, so Judah is the top tribe. All right, so when you see what you see, all right, going down up here, all right, the Negroes, quote unquote, all right, are going to be right up under the Edomites, and we're right up under them. And you see what's going down in the world today with this ICE, baby. All right, deporting people, all right, running up on people, you know what I'm saying, pressing people and shit, that's rousing Judah up. All right, Judah is actually a part of the those that are getting rounded up, all right, this Esau has his eyes on all of the tribes, all right. He started with the northern kingdom, so-called Latinos and Native Americans, but it doesn't exclude you niggas, all right. Verse 9, it say, Judah is a lion's whelp from the prey. My son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He crouched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? All right, Yahweh Shai is rousing Judah up. All right, Judah was in a old lion-like state for a while. All right, you know, when a lion gets old, all right, he don't have that will to fight no more. All right, he just, you know, he just lays down for the most part. All right, he ain't a warrior like he was in his youth. But the Lord is rousing up that spirit in Judah to get Judah back into that young lion mode. All right, and when Judah is seeing what's going down with the northern kingdom, all right, hey, it rouses Judah up, and Judah is just ultimately the Lord is putting, all right, you Israelites as a whole in remembrance about who your enemy is. All right, the 2/3 they gonna see it to a certain degree, but they ain't gonna see it enough to come out of they ain't gonna see it enough to repent. Let me say it that way. But they're gonna see before this thing is said and done who their enemy is. All right, and why they are in the position they're in, and ultimately it's because of Esau. All right, and when these niggas see that, they're gonna follow suit. All right, and they're gonna put belt to ass on Esau. All right, they're ready to fight that devil. All right, and Esau gonna kill some of them, and they're gonna kill some of Esau. All right, but at the end of the day, it's the Lord's will. All right, Job chapter 12 and verse 16, with him is strength and wisdom, the deceived and the deceiver are his. So the Lord want 2/3 to be destroyed, but he want Esau, all right, to catch, you know what I'm saying, an ass whooping from Jake on the way out as well. Because in the kingdom of heaven, Esau going to get his ass whooped every day. But the Lord going to start that ass whooping process on this side. All right, 2/3 going to get some on him. All right, we already know what the elect going to do. All right, the Lord going to get him spiritual power to break in pieces armies and rulers and captains and all of that. So we know what time it is when the fishers turn to hunters. But even these 2/3, all right, they're going to get their pound of flesh off these Edomites. All right, and it's starting now. All right, that's why Jake can take his belt off and whoop a goddamn devil, and people cheer for it, all right, because they know that's what Esau deserves. Esau need his ass whooped, all right, and he's going to get his ass whooped straight up out this earth, all right, and into captivity, all right, for 1,000 years, all right. You know, we're gonna make a song about it, all right? How Jake had to whoop your motherfucking ass, all right, from our captivity into your captivity, all right. So Ezekiel 25 and 12, thus said the Lord power, because that Edom had dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance and had greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore thus said the Lord power, I will also stretch out mine hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and will make it desolate from Teman, and they of the Dan shall fall by the sword. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord power. So the vengeance that the Lord is going to use Jake to judge you with is going to be the Lord's vengeance, all right? And we know the Lord's thoughts are not our thoughts, his ways are not our ways, all right? We could never get as angry as the Lord is going to get, but he's going to use us as his instruments of destruction, all right, to render our judgment to you Edomites, all right? And that starts on this side, you know what I'm saying? You Edomites around the world going to catch hell, but you American Edomites primarily, you American Edomites and you Israeli Edomites, all right, you in for the worst judgment known to mankind on this side, all right? Up until the kingdom of heaven is established, all right? Because the Lord is going to turn this place upside down with you in it, and these people, all right, are going to be at your necks, all right? These laborers that you robbed and sold a dream to, all right? They're going to be at you Edomites' necks, and you Edomites ain't going to know what to do but get the guns like you've always done, all right? That's your blessing. All right, you're going to be like what's that in Isaiah 13? Esau about to be the chased roe, all right, like a chased deer. All right, let me see. Isaiah 13 and 14, it reads, and it shall be as the chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land. All right, because it's going to be division. Again, Jake is going to stick with Jake in that day. All right, you can't be joined on to these heathens. As it goes on to say, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. So you got to Jake gonna be joined on with to like-minded individuals. All right, these 2/3 and shit, they gonna click up. All right, you know what I'm saying? And they gonna come straight for you Edomites, and you Edomites gonna click up. All right, that's how it's gonna be in the days that we coming into. All right, all out mayhem, all out war. All right, and we here for it. The Lord said this was gonna happen. All right, what's that other one? Read this right quick. In Matthew 24:12. It's written in red. It says, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." All right, and we're coming into a cold time, a cold season. All right, we're already in the winter time, but you know, spring will be here before you know it. All right, you know, but it's gonna be a cold spirit going through this place. All right, a perverse spirit that's going through this place. All right, a murdering spirit. All right, let me see. Isaiah 19, start at the top. It say, "The burden of Egypt. Behold, the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai rideth upon a swift cloud," which is a so-called UFO, a chariot, "and shall come into Egypt," which is America, "and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it." Because the Lord coming back to melt this place. All right. But before he melts it, this right here in verse 2 is going to be taking place. All right. It says, "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians." All right, Esau is the modern day Pharaoh. He's the modern day Egyptian. All right, when you read Romans chapter 9, it tells you Esau, what the Lord say, for the same reason the Lord raised up Pharaoh is the same reason the Lord raised up Esau. So Esau is in the stead of the modern day Egyptian. All right, but the scriptures tell us, "As the man that rules the city, such are they that dwell therein." So if you ain't a part of this truth, you're an Egyptian too, as far as mindset and the way you live. All right, now we all know we come from our nations. You got different nations up here, but the Egyptian way of thought and the Egyptian mindset is what a lot of these people over here embody. So the Lord is saying He's gonna set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, Edomites against Edomites, all right, heathens against heathens, American citizens against American citizens, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. All right. And you see what's going down in Minneapolis now? All right, that's a small prelude to what's going to be going down, all right, throughout Babylon the Great. All right, in totality. Verse 3, it say, "And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards." All right, and the spirit in this place is definitely failing. All right. Verse 4, it says, "And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord." That cruel Lord today is Nero Trump. And you seen they done released the Epstein files and shit. And Trump is all over that thing. Creepy, sleepy Antiochus is Joe Biden. All right, the president before Trump came back in, he's all over that thing. All right, all you Edomites have been exposed. All right, but the Lord has put the world in your hand, pretty much. All right, you know, because you were given that blessing to rule by the sword and rule the fatness of the earth. But now you're coming to the end of said blessing, and the Lord who gave it to you is going to take it away from you. All right? It's happening, devil. All right? So again, "And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai of hosts." All right? You know what I'm saying? And the council is failing, as we read in verse 3. You see, again, the division amongst it almost was a government shutdown and shit. You know, this place is divided on so many levels, and that's how the Lord wanted. We jump down to verse 14. It reads, "The Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai had mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit." All right, and that's what this place is right now, an unacceptable spirit. All right. Verse 15, "Neither shall there be any work for Egypt which the head or tail, branch or rush may do." All right, and these jobs are leaving. All right, you know, unemployment is rising. So that means tensions is gonna be rising. All right, which is gonna lead to that fight. All right, when people ain't got nothing to lose, all right, they lose it. All right, verse 16, in that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord Yahweh Shemel of hosts, which he shaketh over it. All right. Verse 17, in the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. All right, again, these niggas. All right, these YNs. All right, you know what I'm saying? These 2/3, hey, they're gonna be a terror unto Egypt. All right, and you know, we know what the house of David is gonna do. All right, but even these other ones, these other Jakes, all right, they're gonna be a terror unto this place. Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which he had determined against it. All right, this is the judgment of the Lord, all right, that's coming to this place, you know. It say, verse 18, in that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt speak the language of Canaan, and swear to the Lord Yahweh Shemel of hosts. One shall be called the city of destruction. All right, in the language of Canaan, you know, that's the Lashawan Kodash, the Hebrew. All right, which the Lord is giving us back on this side to call on his name. All right, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. So let me see, what's that, verse 19. In that day shall there be an altar to the Lord. Like in that day, shall there be an altar to the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, in the midst of the land of Egypt, and a pillar at the border thereof to the Lord. The Lord coming to burn this place, all right? Set it on fire. All right, verse 20, and it shall be as a sign and for a witness unto the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai of hosts, in the land of Egypt. For they shall cry unto the Lord because of the oppressors, and he shall send them a Savior, a great one, and he shall deliver them. All right, and that's Yahweh Shai. All right, coming to deliver his elect. All right, but again, 2 out of 3 of our people, they getting left here to be melted with what's left of these heathens here. All right, before that happens again, it's going to be fight night in Babylon, all right? Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7, at last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. That he, again, represents the elect. All right. Verse 8, for it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. All right, Jacob is coming out of captivity, never going back into captivity. All right. And then when you stay in the same chapter, and you get down to verse 16, it says, therefore all that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, all right, adversaries, enemies, every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. All right, so all these nations preyed on us. So guess what? We're going to prey on them. All right. And the Lord is going to be with us when we do it. All right, the Lord is going to establish us. All right, starting with the house of David. All right, but that begins on this side. All right, with the house of David as well as the house of Saul kicking Esau ass. All right, you know what I mean? All up and down America, you know. And, you know, that's pretty much how this thing is going to wrap up soon, all right? Let me get one more to close it out with. Let me see. I'll go to Lamentations 4. All right, we'll start at verse 21. It say, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and make thyself naked. All right, and that cup is definitely being passed to you right now, E. All right, the cup of lamentations. All right, mournings, woe. All right, all of that is being passed to you, and you drinking it down, but you ain't got to the end of it yet. Verse 22, it's like the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. So we ain't going into slavery no more. All right. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. The Lord didn't discover your sins, E. All right. You've been made bare. All right. You know, you've been brought up on charges. All right. And the sentencing phase is coming. All right. We reading you what's coming your way, and the judge and the judge is getting ready to come back to, you know what I'm saying, slam that gavel on your bitch made red ass, all right? And that's when you go into your slavery, boy. All right. So that's it for the lesson, you know what I'm saying? Again, just showing some enmity between Jacob and Esau, as the Lord said how it would be before he came back. Let me get it right quick. I'll close it with that one. No, Genesis 3. I think it's like 16. No, not 16. 15. Genesis 3 and 15. It says, "And I will put enmity between thee and the woman." All right, the thee was the Edomite. The woman represents Israel. "And between thy seed and her seed, it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel." All right, Jacob is called a supplanter. All right, because he came out after Esau, holding on to Esau's heel. All right, to bring him down, to supplant him. All right, and that enmity is definitely, all right, in play right now. Let's get the definition of that, and then we'll close it. All right, it says enmity means deep-seated hatred, hostility, or ill will. Essentially, the state of being an enemy, and is the opposite of friendship, implying a strong, often long-standing, antagonism or unfriendliness. It's a feeling of intense opposition, stronger than mere dislike, and often involves a desire for harm and an unwillingness to reconcile. Ooh, perfect. All right, and we can't reconcile with you niggas. We don't want to reconcile with you motherfucking devils. Fuck y'all. All right, like John Witherspoon said at the end of the video, fuck y'all. And fuck everything about y'all. All right, and fuck your world and fuck your rulership. All right. So that's it. You know what I'm saying? Lord willing, it was edifying. All honor, glory, and praise go to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, the elders of the great millstone, the occupant of the great millstone as well. Peace and salutation to the elect, Kwam Yasharala, and the Bible Ball. Shalom.